Okay, so Jai Hind and good afternoon, everybody. I think good. So all of you are PGDM students? Yes, sir. 2026, 2028? Yes, sir. Coming from all four corners of India? Yes, sir. Terrific. Okay, so let me tell you the course of the session, how we're going to be actually going through, okay? For the next foreseeable hour, a little bit more than that, I want you to actually take you through the journey. What our friend just said, and thank you so much for that, for introducing, for sharing what I've tried to do so far. I think I'm going to be building on that, yeah? Because if you see the title of the session, it is Architects of Tomorrow, all right? Okay, most importantly, I like interaction, okay? So it's not going to be a solo talk. Feel free to raise your hands, ask questions, talk. It's absolutely free flowing, okay? All right, so with that, I think all of you here have chosen electives, not yet maybe, but you're here for your specific elective. So can I see hands go up for the disciplines that we have? Finance, okay, HR, okay, marketing, all right, so my job is tough. And what else? Supply chain, okay, business analyst, nice, okay, and what else, Sadhana? That's it. So I see a range of, interests, and you guys are very clear with what electives you want, you want to have and go forward, right? So I want to use this induction session, and I want to see how best, we can look at the future. Please treat this as a mosaic. You know what a mosaic is? Yeah, because I, for one, have tried to craft my journey not in a linear fashion, in a very non-linear fashion. I'm not standing here as an advocate for you to do that or not to do that, but I am definitely going to share my journey of how I've tried to do that. Yeah, makes sense? Yes, sir. So far so good? Yes, sir. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so if you see, this is exactly what I said. Yeah, so it does say here that linear move in terms of NetScribes, Tata Teleservices, Reliance Infocoms, that's been a straight journey as far as the number of years is concerned, yeah, or how I've moved. But what I've tried to do there, I'll come to in a very short while, yeah, okay. So please understand that it is academic propelled. I firmly believe that I stand here today because I had a good educational grounding. नहीं तो नहीं होता. Is Hindi okay? Yes, sir. Okay. नहीं तो नहीं होता. Okay. If I was not serious then, Indus LLM का tagline बना के going to market with dialect दिल से would not have happened. Yeah. And I do not mean to say that with any sort of pride, ego or anything, but just the understanding that it is education and literacy, reasoning that has helped. Why? Because training and inferencing are two core critical pillars of an LLM. हाँ या ना? Yes, sir. Training inferencing है ना? We do understand, right? GPT, Claude, Gamma, Gemini, सब लोग use करते हो ना? Yes, sir. So that is how important a base and a good grounded base of education is. Number two, that has to be applied. Answer engine optimization is not the answer to learning. GPT is doing something because it has the capability to do it. You don't need to do it and take GPT's help and do something that you are supposed to do. Please remember this. नहीं चाहिए where you suddenly go up and say, अच्छा, let me read about this. Reading is fine, but find the information on your own. मुझे chat GPT नहीं चाहिए. Answer engine optimize करके, give you the last ream of data where you exit the room in 15 minutes reading everything and act as if you are the expert. Doesn't happen, should not happen. Okay, so please understand this. Education is your ground. It is your building ground. No shortcuts. Definitely not. I am an AI guy. After 26 years, I realized what I did then to reap the benefits of it now. Please understand that you have to do it that way so that you understand that तुम्हारा training and inferencing किधर है? Where is your tokenization? How do you give weights to your tokens when you actually form those? ये पूरा, this is all AI language, but this is so important in the real construct of life. So far so good? Yes, any questions? Perfect. Okay. In terms of testing or being tested, my first job was with BPL Mobile, cellular operator. सब लोग phone use करते हो ना? What is a CDR? GPT में कभी नहीं देखा? What is a CDR? How many people do not use phones? Can you raise your hands? Okay. तो CDR क्यों नहीं पता? What is a call data record? बोलते हो ना, बात करते हो ना फोन पे. What happens? तुम्हारा बिल स्टेटमेंट ऐसे ही आ जाता है? कैसे आता है? What are tariff plans? Where do CDRs go? Who rates them? Who bills them? What is a switch? Bhai, we have work to do. Very, very frankly. Okay, I did my work then. In 97 with my first job. Yeah, so a call data record is the moment you speak something, it is transferred into a CDR, a call data record. That CDR goes and sits into your unique reference. जो तुम्हारा phone number है, in the switch it is recognized as an IMEI number. और वो पूरा इकट्ठा होके it gets logged in your bill cycle, and then the bill cycle is run, which gets you to your bill. So 97, 95 में we started off with mobile data telephony in India, and 2026 here we are today without due respect much knowledge about the CDR. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. Okay, so please let's start grounding ourselves. Yeah, is that fair? Yeah, perfect. Okay, now in all of this, the academic propelled one, I maybe want to spend a minute here. Yes, I did my Bachelor of Commerce from Kirti College in Mumbai, and then the Masters in Science for Computer Information Systems again from Mumbai, but this was through ITM. I don't know if you guys have known, but it's a good, decent college which armed me with the understanding of my computer basics. Yeah, so that's how the journey started off. With this, I think 2 more telcos followed. One was Tata Teleservices, which was the fixed line telephony. This is the mobile telephony. And then it was Reliance Infocom. Why I'm telling you this, you might ask, is because you need to have grounding. आज आप सीख रहे हो ना, 4 semesters are there, isn't it? And you're going to be having your electives. You're going to be building a base. You're going to be building on that base. Then you're going to be getting your specialization, and then you're going to be passing out. तो मेरा base ये था. My 8 years of learning has been my telephony base. With mobile telephony, with fixed line telephony, with broadband services, with a lot of networks thrown in. And that's how I built my understanding for the 3 pillars of telephony, which are, anybody? Okay, BSS, the business support systems, OSS, the operation support systems, and the network elements. Clear? So that's what I did for 8.5 years. और पूरा formative. माने मुंडे नीचे रख के I tried to learn, I tried to understand कि भाई billing system होता क्या है, CDR होता क्या है, roaming, what do you mean by roaming? बाहर जाते हो ना, तो how does roaming work? क्यों नहीं पूछा, क्यों नहीं find out किया? ये तो हम लोग इस्तेमाल करते, पैसा भरते हैं. Why don't we know this? Isn't it? So that's the grounding I did. Please understand that all I am trying to do is to liken this to learning. And if you learn well, if you apply your thoughts and effort to learn well at the stage that you are, आगे होके you will only build on it better. Clear? Any questions here? Folks, ask. I like to be contradicted, and I'm using that word. Don't believe everything that I am saying only because I am saying it. ऐसे नहीं होता. Okay? So I will take a pause for the telecom journey now. and I will now introduce what I mean by non-linear. Okay, so between BPL Mobile, Tata Teleservices, and Reliance Infocom, there's a company called NetScribes India Private Limited. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's been there for about 15 to 18 years now, maybe 20 years, and it's a premium content generation firm. Marketing guys, can you raise your hands? What is content generation? Content का मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by content? Don't worry about, there's nothing wrong. Life may we win or we learn. So let's learn. What is content?
Jain sir.
Jain.
Aditya.
Yeah.
The content can be anything like information, and it can be for entertainment purposes, and sir, it can be knowledgeable also.
Correct. Perfect. So the reason I asked that was that information, data, input, you can call it a lot of terms, but that all of that is content. So content generation is important. So NetScribes did a lot of content generation. So for people like the Times of India, Rediff.com, you know these names, right? Yes. Rediff.com, Times of India, there's a company called HomeTrade.com, I think back when you guys were really young. But it had a lot of customers, and that time news generation from print, from newspaper print was just shifting to digital. Yeah, so Rediff.com was a digital medium for news and features, just like a newspaper. Yeah, and we were here in the middle of it all, and we were asked that how quickly can you write a story, publish it, put it on the shelf, because it will have a shelf life. News, features, articles, everything at that point of time in 2000 used to go off with a shelf life of 12 hours, 12 ghante bas. How can you make it quick that you get information, you process it, you write it, you publish it, and you hope for people to read it, consume it, and say that okay, this is current, we are okay with it. Itna bada challenge tha wo. But that content generation was what NetScribes did. Now me, along with my job of an IT guy, I was there to look after the entire IT functions of the firm. But I said, look, I'm a writer also, for whatever it means. I want to write news and features. So they said, by all means, you can do both the things here. We don't have a problem with that. So I said, okay, fine. And I broke my first story, which was DD Olympics and the set-top box fiasco. So India, Doordarshan, at that point of time in 2000, failed to actually telecast the Olympics in our country for all the TVs and sets that we had. And I kind of sought out the information, put out what the problem was, spoke to the Scat magazine editor called Diniyar that point of time, and we published the story in 3 hours flat. I told you the 12-hour delta, na? So we could do this in 3 hours flat. So that gave us the understanding कि भाई ये करना कैसे? What does a news break mean? What does a news mean? What does a feature mean? What does a story mean? Who are your sources? IT में मेरा लेना देना नहीं था इससे. All I was only concerned about was IT stuff, isn't it? My job was to ensure that the workflow in the entire floor would work without a problem. There was no stoppage, no disturbance as far as all the applications, the modules and everything was concerned. What business did I have to go and write? मेरा काम पकड़ के करके, why did I have to go and find all of this out, read, write a story, get it edited? By the way, it told me a hell of a lot for journalism. कि journalism होता कैसे? Who's your desk? Who's your editor? Who's your content checker? How do you write? How do you compact a story? How do you concise it? कैसे करते हो? ये तो पता ही नहीं था. और क्यों पता होना चाहिए? Obviously ना, it was not even my work. But it fascinated me. I spent, and I can tell you this, I spent 12 sleepless nights. कि हो क्या रहा है? Why am I getting pulled into a direction which probably is not my own? I am here thinking I am an IT guy. I am liking what I am doing. ये मेरा career है, ये भी मुझे पता है. Why am I getting this pull into this direction, which also I am enjoying? Probably a little bit more than what I am doing here. So ये कैसे हो सकता है? And I lost my sleep. Then I spoke to my mentors and said कि भाई I am not understanding this. ये confusing है मेरे लिए. And then they said, boss, give it time. You know, pun not intended, but they said sleep over it. So I said, okay, fine, let me do that. एक महीने के बाद I said, okay, now I'm getting to some understanding कि मैं ये दोनों कर सकता हूँ और मुझे करना भी है. I do want to do it also. So then for a year, I wrote stories. I broke news, quite a lot of it. I'll not go into that. But I realized that भाई वो जो writing का habit था, liking था ना, is getting manifested like this. Are you understanding? And it is creating an option for me. मुझे नहीं पता वो option तभी क्या हो सकता था, कितना बड़ा हो सकता था. I have no clue. I had no clue then. But I kind of stuck to it. And I said, I want to continue this. Netscribe छोड़ दिया. Fine. Then I moved to Pune in 2005. Tech Mahindra happened. Yeah. And Tech Mahindra happened only from the perspective of technology, only from the perspective of telecom. Yeah. How many of you know Tech Mahindra, by the way? Okay. What does Tech Mahindra? I'm going to be asking questions if you say yes. What does Tech Mahindra do? कितने जनों ने हाथ ऊपर किया था? Can half of those again raise their hands? See, this is okay. Yes. Yep. Jai Hind.
Tech Mahindra makes websites and apps for other companies, handle their audits and all.
Okay. You want to add to that? Fine. Anybody else? Yeah.
Jai Hind, sir. My
Jai
name
Hind.
is Rohan. Tech Mahindra is a IT service company.
It is.
That's all I know, sir.
Correct. So yes, Tech Mahindra is an IT services major. It is one of the top 6 in India right now. It is a GSI, a global system integrator. Yeah. And by size, I think yes, we are the 6th largest. We are an IT services company, an IT consulting services company also. So Tech Mahindra happened, and Tech Mahindra gave me the entire portfolio of testing the application stack. अभी यहाँ मैं technology बोल रहा हूँ. Okay, please understand that I have opened 2 separate boxes up until now. One is technology, and one is what? Writing. Let's call it writing. Content, bintent नहीं जाते, आगे नहीं जाते. 2 boxes हो गए? Okay. Now while I was doing all of this, you know, in terms of technology and good work, great work. By the way, what I did with Tech Mahindra was British Telecom was also transitioning from the legacy system of, hard cable wire fixed telephony to digital telephony. Okay, and it was a massive thing. BT बहुत बड़ा है, for all of you know who've known British Telecom. And it was a big chunk of work. So the 3 pillars that I told you earlier, OSS, BSS and networks, इसका पूरा transition सोचो. The migration of so many applications, or so many applications में so many sub applications, from legacy based systems to modern IP based ones. ये कैसे हुआ होएगा? Yeah. So in that, my part was to ensure that the testing after the migration has happened was done properly. The automation testing was done properly. Automation was a new thing which I had to learn on the job, which I did, and we carried it out over a period of 3 years. Yeah? ये clear है? Are you getting the drift? I am saying, if you feel a little disconnected, थोड़ा confusing हो रहा है, please raise your hand, stop me, ask questions. So far so good? 2 boxes, please remember. Technology and so when we were doing this, we realized a lot of things. कि efficiencies कैसे लाते? Yeah? How do you get efficiencies in terms of what you are doing? So automation में क्या efficiency? Automation में when you write automation scripts, have you guys used Selenium? Anybody? Any automation tools anybody has used? Which one?
Jai Hind, sir. My name is Himanshu Dasani. Sir, I have used anti-gravity
Uh-huh.
AI automation that can write logs, like scrape news and write logs and publishing.
Fantastic. Very nice. I'm very happy to hear that. So automation. But this is as far as automation in the age of AI. Yeah, back then it was hardcore automation only as far as application automation is concerned. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. But that was a skill that needed to be learned, so we learned it. Fine. Now let me introduce the third box. Okay. Now that's pretty interesting. So with technology and with writing, I myself am a sports person. Okay, I'm a cricketer. I have played for Bengal club in Mumbai, which is Shivaji Park. For those of you know Sachin Tendulkar and his sir Acharekar, Ramakant Acharekar, I think they played here, we played here. The point is that the grounding in cricket has happened, and I carried that all the way to Tech Mahindra, where I got the opportunity to feature in the cricket team. But more importantly, this was 2005. In 2010, we launched the Tech Mahindra Premier League, yeah, which is a league. It is a tournament, eight teams and 8 overs, and it's a tennis ball tournament. And this tournament we launched. Why? Because we didn't want to play cricket and tell everybody that हाँ अच्छा खेलते हैं, खेलना चाहिए and all of that. Of course that was there, but for two critical reasons. Yeah, one is minimizing hierarchical barriers. Can anybody tell me what that means and what that means as regards cricket? इसका मतलब क्या है? Yeah. Jai Hind.
Destroys hierarchical barriers because when we play with seniors, we discuss with them, we make strategies with them, we are able to connect with them, and they also are able to trust us for the future projects. So sir, that's how.
Perfect. Very nice, Om. I'm very, very happy to learn that. Now, what that did in 2011 when we started it is that senior vice presidents, our CEO and MD, yeah, Mr. Vineet Nair, Mr. CP Gurnani, they actually bought teams. Okay, and who were the teams? The teams were people from the most junior level. Obvious है ना, वही लोग तो खेलते हैं. So the junior associate could speak to the CEO, who was at least 7 to 8 rungs above. ये समझ सकते हो ना? So it is like, I'm just giving an example, but you know, all of us sitting here doing good work and having the access to Mr. Modi, think of it like that, where you can speak, pass on your thoughts, get the leader's thoughts and see what can be done. So that is minimizing hierarchical barriers and increasing camaraderie. Camaraderie is unity, bonding, all of those soft skills within the organization. So this we did. We did this for 10 years, 10 saal, and with multiple campuses in Tech Mahindra. We did it in Atlanta, we did it in UK, Reading, we did it in Delhi, Noida, and a lot of other places also. But our customers came, they participated. Our partners came, they participated. Our senior management, obviously they owned it, so they had to participate. So that is something that happened. Now, what did this do? This gave me the seat to the MCA stadium. The social media strategy happened because of this. In 2013, I was invited, or I was asked by the stadium to come and do strategy for the stadium for all India games and for all IPL games. Guys, are you seeing the connect here? ये कैसे जा रहा है? I have not left my technology hat. I am still wearing it. Up until all of this time, I am wearing my technology hat. And now I branched over to cricket. ये तीसरा box आ गया ना? Are we understanding? Yes, sir. Okay. Now, all of this happened when I went to the stadium. We didn't know much about the stadium. हम लोग खेले, we think that since we've played, we know everything. ऐसे नहीं होता. Yeah, so when we went to the ground, observing that yes, this is crab grass. What does a crab grass do? Pitch का property कैसे होता है? Watering कैसे चलता है? Rolling कैसे होता है? What do you mean by venue management? Players को कैसे handle करने का? Media को कैसे handle करने का? Broadcasting center कैसे चलता है? All of this we could learn on the job, on the ground. How many of you guys like or technology कीड़े कितने हैं? No, there's no trick question coming later, so you can raise your hands. Okay, have anybody been to a broadcasting room? किसी ने volunteering किया है, league के लिए काम किया है? Anything, ISL, IPL, anything? Have you entered a broadcasting room? Do you know how the setup looks like? Okay, so there's a big screen, yeah? So in the stadium, there are about 40 different cameras all over the ground. They give out different sorts of feed which comes on the screen. There is a director sitting in front of the screen who unifies the feed in 30 seconds to all the 34 cameras. ये सब कुछ split second होता है. And by the way, when all of this feed is to be sent to your TVs and devices and laptops and everything, how much time do you think from this screen to your TV? कितना time लगता है? लगता होगा. 1 minute? No, I need a number. No, not milliseconds. How many? 1.5 seconds. 7.5. Okay. Fair enough. So we are somewhere between 7.5 seconds and 60 seconds. Okay. So it takes 12 to 16 seconds. Okay. And the journey is so interesting that from this screen of the director, outside of the broadcasting room is a huge satellite dish. You must have seen that for sure. ये setup तो देखा होगा. That beams it to the satellite. ये पूरा encryption satellite को जाता है. Satellite will beam it to the satellite stations जो तुम्हारे Star TV है, Z है and all of that. Encrypted. Okay? That will send it to your set-top box. Encrypted. The set-top box will decrypt it and send it to your device. ये सब 16 सेकंड में होता है. All of this. And it is fascinating to watch of how the director does it, how the feed is unified, how it goes from the satellite dish and how it is played on your devices. इतना fascinating है. And it took us 90 days to even understand कि हो क्या रहा है. Now this, if you want to put in your social media strategy, कैसे डालोगे? How will you do it? Anybody can do it. I'm not challenging anybody. But how interestingly will you do it? How crisply will you do it? What will you say when you are putting out a post as a part of a campaign before a match, during a match or after a match, and ensure that it becomes engaging, it becomes entertaining, and it becomes something which people will like to read, to consume. कैसे करोगे? Think about it. What we did was, we just, we went on the ground, a practice session was going on, Virat Kohli was batting, and we said, we picked up a reel, okay, we put the reel on the social media channel, and we said, we've put it now, see it in 16 seconds. You understand? So that is the stuff that we tried to do. Learning एक जगह है, articulation एक जगह है, social media strategy तीसरी जगह है. Articulation comes much earlier than your social media strategy, be it a post, be it a feature, be it anything else. Marketing guys, making sense? And non-marketing guys also making sense? Okay. So that's how it happens. Yeah? So यहाँ पे सीखते 10 years, 40 games, 10 IPL games, venue management, that was a whole different ball game altogether. So when we go as people in games, obviously we are the person who says, मेरे को मेरा seat चाहिए, I want that experience, I want to enjoy the experience and I'm out. But when you are a venue manager and when a person walks from that door, even the door before the person walks into the stadium through the turnstile, वहाँ से you have to be alert. कि भाई आया, is he clocked in? Is he or she clocked in? Yeah? What zone? What area? What row? What seat? What sphere of कहाँ घूमेगा, कैसे घूमेगा? All of this has to be there. So ये सीखा. Has my technology side, by the way, got anything to do with this? लगता है क्या? Should I have done or indulged or wasted my time in all of this? नहीं ना, ideally no. But I'm glad I did. उसी से तो आया ना. That is how it came, and that is how I think I could non-linear, again, not linear, non-linear move and navigate the career landscape that I have been given or I have taken for myself, whatever is true. Yeah? So far so good? Yes, understanding? Yes, okay. Now let me introduce the fourth box. which is marketing. Clear? Making sense so far? So marketing happened. 10 साल हो गए 2013 to 2023. I said thank you very much. I'm moving away from the stadium. मेरा काम हो गया, मेरे को जितना करना था मैंने कर दिया. I'm happy. When I came back to Tech Mahindra, okay, before that, but I'll go to that later. When I came back to Tech Mahindra, which is my second stint, my first was 2005 to 2014. My second was 2022 to the current one. In 1 year's time, the Chief Innovation Officer, Nikhil Malhotra, yeah, he said, boss, you've done venue management, you've done social media strategy, you're a good writer, you've articulated enough, why don't you do marketing? Please help me market Makers Lab and Tech Mahindra's own LLM, Project Indus. And that's how the role landed. In 2022, with no real formal education, due respect, and I do admit that, and no lineage. Nahi tha. I was a person who did social media strategy for a sport. But he gave me that role. Now when I took up that role, I was very clear that I wanted to associate writing, marketing and articulation. Yeah. So Project Indus, does anybody know? LLMs, do you know? What is an LLM? What is an example of an LLM? So just like ChatGPT, we've got Project Indus. Yeah, search it up today when you go home or to your respective rooms. What do you mean by Project Indus? Project Indus is Tech Mahindra's seminal effort to create its own India-centric large language model in Hindi and 37 dialects. Yeah, LLM construct पता है क्या सबको? Do you know, you use ChatGPT, na? So what happens, how does ChatGPT respond or answer? Can anybody tell me? कैसे करता है? How does it happen? Anybody? Yeah.
Jay. So we provide with prompts. So on basis on focus of the prompts which provides us.
Correct. And how do those prompts work? Under the prompts, what is there to give you that information?
So in the backend, there is a coding process. It just uses our prompt, searches using the various search engines, uses various websites. I can see that the websites are popping up, and it just compiles a best answer possible from all those websites and provides us with our relevant answer.
Very nice. I like the way that you structured it. I did not want a technical answer. Yeah. Extremely good. Anybody wants to compliment, add, substantiate? Don't worry. Again, I'm saying, I'm not looking for a right or wrong answer. I'm just looking for a response. That's all. Anybody? You heard what he said, right? और कुछ होता है क्या? Yeah.
Well, sir, the things we share, personal things we share with the
AI tool, it uses that too to modify his answer in our way. Means our personal data which we have shared with the tool.
Can you give an example?
Like if I said to ChatGPT while asking a question that I am an introvert person, so he'll answer me in that way that I should not be an introvert, or in which way I should accept that answer.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Very nice. Excellent. So now we are understanding the construct of a LLM, a large language model. And by the way, yes, it is right. It is all prompt generated. Okay. But as a huge heavy engine, how the prompt generation internally works. Yeah. Training or inferencing kya hota hai? The data just doesn't come like that. The data is trained and inferenced. Yeah. The data is trained, inferenced and tokenized. Tokenize is how words are stuck together. I'll not go technical right now because that's not the purpose, but that's how it happens. And whether it is a free or a public space or a closed database or different databases, that depends on what you are using it for. correct? So all of ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini that you see, they get information publicly from a lot of sources. So more or less the information stays the same. ये देखा होगा. I think you might have seen this, correct? But there are many other large language models also which focus only on specific verticals, specific data sets, specific to the company. कि भाई आज IIEBM, the Indus School, we want only our own LLM जो सिर्फ हमारा डेटा दे, जो सिर्फ हमारा इंफॉर्मेशन दे एंड प्रोसेस करे एंड आर्टिकुलेट करे. That can also happen. Okay, so there are many different types of LLMs. Are you getting this? Okay. इसका marketing करना. I wanted to build this base to now go to marketing. कैसे करोगे? There were no guidelines. And I can tell you this because I've been in the tech industry for at least 2.5 decades now. There were no guidelines. Yeah, when I said marketing campaign, people used to look at each other and say, कैसे करें? How will you market something like an LLM? So, and there was a period of silence where we really were clueless कि भाई इसको market में ले कैसे जाए? The typical traditional way of pre-sales and pitching to customers and everything is fine. But how do you market it? बताओ. So the same problem that I had when I was a venue manager and a social media strategist at the stadium was the same problem I had even in 2022. कि इसको market कैसे करें? So, what is Nike's slogan? Just do it. Any other slogans of known brands? कोई भी. You know a brand by a slogan, ना? है ना? Sorry? Cadbury. And what else? Raise your hand and talk. हाँ. Think different. Apple. Or what? Taste the thunder. Okay. Yeah. Correct. Sorry? Correct. So, समझा ना? Okay. Now looking at that, I said, okay, fine. Again, I lost sleep for a week. बोला ये ठीक नहीं है. प्रोजेक्ट इंडस ऐसे ही लेके जाए तो नहीं चलेगा. शू एटलीस्ट पीपल वेयर, चॉकलेट्स पीपल ईट, LLMs क्या करोगे? और मार्केट करके क्या क्या बोलोगे कि प्रोजेक्ट इंडस यूज कर ले? साउंड्स बिजार, राइट? एंड दैट वाज द स्पेसिफिक प्रॉब्लम दैट वी हैड. कैसे मार्केट करें? एंड देन वी सेड व्हाई डोंट वी लुक एट अ टैगलाइन? सो वी सेड ओके फाइन. So this is Project Indus, this is India. We wanted India centric. We wanted to celebrate the great language diversity and culture that we have. By the way, India में कितने languages हैं? हाँ? Raise your hands. How many languages? भाई लोग ये तो अपना country है ना? Yeah. Yes. Easily. So I think somewhere around 22 to 2400 languages and dialects. कितने होंगे? Take a guess. Almost 19,000. अभी बताओ, how do we market Indus? So that was the challenge that we had. कि इतना बड़ा चीज, how do we take it to market and how do we break it? So that people start understanding, people start realizing, and people start associating with Indus. Okay, so here's what we did. We went to all of India, we sent teams to all of the states because we wanted all dialects. हिंदी के सब तो चाहिए थे ना, फिर वो देवनागरी हो या मैथिली हो या डोगरी हो, any of your dialects. So we sent teams to all the corners. We got data. So data collection किया, data collation, putting it together, data annotation, combining it and seeing what else can be done, freeing it from the biases, then model building, training and inferencing. You said about getting data ना, so training and inferencing, model building, और ये रहा पूरा Indus. Understanding the construct of LLM. So that was Project Indus. And by the way, the slogan, So I suggested that we should go with dialect dil se, not direct dil se. Dialect dil se, because dialect was a very key ingredient of languages and dialects. India, or dil se is anyways Hindi, na? So we kept dialect in English and dil se in Hindi, and that's how we went to market. We ran this campaign for 8 months, and it was picked up by one and all. I'm telling you that. Chhattisgarh mein school mein, when we went and pitched with dialect dil se, they called us and they said we want our students to intern with Makers Lab as a part of Project Indus, which happened. 4 students थे पूरा Indus का building में, creating Indus. They collected data, they curated data, they tokenized it, they gave weights to the tokens. इतना पूरा सब कुछ वो students ने किया. For what? Because of a slogan. That is the power of marketing. Are we understanding this? Folks, are you understanding what I am trying to say here? ये जो 4 boxes मैंने I have propped them up. कौन से हैं? Technology, marketing, writing, and sport. Yeah. So these are the 4 boxes. That is how I have been trying to navigate. That is how I have been trying to learn. And today I am here in marketing, which is the 4th box. I am pretty sure that I have a 5th box. I will not say that right now, because abhi to I am also preparing for it. But all I want to tell you guys is that right now where you are, where you're sitting and what you're doing, you have that tremendous opportunity of looking at that and seeing कि मेरा path क्या है, मेरा path किधर है. Maybe I have given you, that understanding कि क्या हो सकता है through my own journey. This is not constructed, or this is not learnt, or this is not built upon by GPT. इसका कोई भी, there's no AI in this. But if that gives you an idea that yes, in terms of a linear move, which is great, in terms of a non-linear move, which is also probably great, I am very thankful for it. मुझे पता नहीं, I don't know of many people. There are a few friends I have who've got similar careers that I have. But एक बोलता हूँ, that I think, probably it gives me the seat at the table in a conversation. फिर वो conversation कौन सा भी होने दो. The conversation can be about technology, terrific. The conversation can be about a news general item, yes. The conversation can be about technology marrying marketing, fair enough. But it gives you a seat at the table. And when it gives you a seat at the table, I think the influencing in terms of आगे क्या होने वाला है becomes a lot easier. Yeah? So, folks, I will only say that right now you've completed a major part of your graduation, which is a great stepping stone. You've achieved that milestone. But now that you are here, now that you guys are here for marketing, for business analysis, for HR, for finance, for supply chain, and what is the last one? It is very important for you to understand that please go through the hard yards. There are no substitutes for hard work. There are no shortcuts. Apply your process. अभी के लिए, for that, don't look at the construct of a LLM. AI को मत देखो. Do the hard yards, where you know that yes, if I have to answer a question, if I have to write an exam, if I have to write a thesis, if I have to write any kind of a feature, I have to do it myself. मुझे पहले देखने दो that yes, if I am asked for a 300 word feature, how do I write it myself? ज़रूरत नहीं है किसी के पास जाने का. Because you're here for that, ना? Marketing में campaign करना है, उसी के लिए आए हो ना? Isn't it? And trust me, if you invest, and you should invest, if you invest enough time in doing these hard yards and going forward, I think the world is your playground, which it is anyways. But if you want to enrich that journey, I think it is going to be absolutely important. Yeah. So I'll take a pause, but I want to hear from you guys. So since marketing is something which is probably what I'm doing right now, I see a lot of hands going up in marketing. I want to hear one person who will give me कि 2 साल में what is it that is going to happen here in marketing, what is the outcome that that person wants out of marketing, and the third part is how will the person go through all of that to reach that outcome in these 2 years. Who wants to take that? Why the hesitation? बोलो. अच्छा, मार्केटिंग, हाथ तो ऊपर करो. Who are the folks doing marketing? Okay, girls, let it थोड़ा ऊपर जाने दो. Okay, so now I'm going to ask questions. So you've come for marketing, correct? What's your name? Smriti. Okay. Just give her the mic, no? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I asked you 3 things. Can you tell me?
Yes, sir. So can you please repeat
I
those
will.
questions?
I will. So you've come here for marketing. What is it? Why did you come here for marketing? What is the outcome that you want at the end of the 2 years? And how will you get to the outcome?
Can I tell in Hindi?
हाँ, of course.
सर मार्केटिंग से आफ्टर द 2
सबको आवाज़ आ
years
रही
of
है?
the इंडस बिजनेस स्कूल कॉलेज से सर मुझे आई हैव अ फुल स्किल्ड पर्सन जहाँ मुझे कम्युनिकेशन, लिसनिंग, लीडरशिप, ये सारी चीज़ें मतलब एक अच्छे प्रोफेशनल लेवल जैसे होती हैं वो चीज़ें मैं अपने आप यहाँ मैं वो चीज़ें पा करके जाऊँगी. एंड सेकेंडली कि इंटर्नशिप्स जो होंगी वो हमारे स्पेसिफिक अलग अलग कंपनीज़ में होंगी तो वहाँ उससे और ज़्यादा हमें पता चलेगा कि एक्चुअली कॉरपोरेट काम कैसे करती है अपनी कंपनी में.
Correct.
बिकॉज हम फ्रेशर्स हैं तो हमें बिल्कुल भी पता नहीं है कि व्हाट एक्चुअली कॉरपोरेट विल वर्क. एंड वहाँ से हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें मिलेंगी और वही चीज़ें आगे चल के जब हम प्लेसमेंट के लिए इंटरव्यू में बैठेंगे तो वही चीज़ें हमें आगे उस कंपनी में जाने के लिए हेल्प करेंगी.
Okay.
आफ्टर द 2 years.
Okay. And what is it that you want to do after 2 years? कहाँ देखती हो खुद को?
सर खुद को एक बेस्ट कंपनी में अपने आप के लिए एक बेस्ट रोल.
What role?
सर इन दी मार्केटिंग पोजीशनिंग में जो हायर पोजीशनिंग होती है उसके लिए सर.
Okay. Fair enough. Good.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
very happy, Smriti. Anybody else? Yes.
Jain sir, my name is Suryansh Roy, and in next upcoming 2 years, firstly I want to work on my public speaking, and then communication, and I want to see how corporate works because I belong to Meerut UP, where I have started my own startup. Like I provided different kind of services to people by mediating between the service providers and the consumers. So I have talked to many service providers, but I don't know exactly the way in which a professional should talk and in which he should approach the vendors and the customers. So I am here to learn these kind of things, and after that I will be going to corporate world. So I will be learning it in a more professional way so that I can apply all that to my startup, sir.
Okay. Very nice. Sudhanshu.
Suryansh.
Very nice. Suryansh, Smriti, I like the clarity and it is good that you're coming with that kind of conviction कि मुझे क्या करना है, कैसे करना है और क्यों करना है. So the only thing that I picked up very common in both of your sharing is that corporate, the word corporate. Okay, and I have the faculty here also, and I'm going to make a claim that folks, corporate is not the end of the world. Due respect, I am standing here because of a corporate, but corporate is not the end of the world. So खुद को limit मत करो. Okay, so I was very happy when you said, Suryansh, that I will go back and do it with my own startup. The entrepreneurial mindset is the most important thing. Yeah, किसी को बंधे रहने की, somebody whose perceived to be the ultimate final battleground. Corporate is not that. ऐसे नहीं है. There are many other things, many other places where you can test out. The entrepreneurial mindset is the most important thing. ये जो fear of failure है ना, ये अच्छी चीज़ नहीं है. But it is a necessary learning. That fear of failure has to be there. So fall down, fail, that's okay. But don't go to a perceived path thinking कि ये सब होके मेरे को I will reach that. I'm not saying corporate, but I'll reach that end and then सब कुछ ठीक है. No, no, no. It is not that. Harness निकाल दो. Okay? Comfort zone छोड़ दो. Don't look continuously back with that safety net. नहीं चाहिए. So fail fast. Fear of failure. सब कुछ होने दो. But the ultimate goal जो है, please understand that while you reach there, all of this is also a good thing. इसमें कुछ there's nothing wrong or bad in this. Okay, so the path to it. इसीलिए मैंने वो पूछा था कि 2 साल में क्या करोगे. So 2 years, if you have here, you've got learning, you've got people who are going to be teaching you, qualified, professional, experienced people. Yeah, but build your own path. Do the hard yards. That is why I said, do the hard yards. And try and see that if you are to be, and I'm 120% sure, if मैं निकाल देता हूँ, you are the architects of tomorrow. बड़ा simple है. Okay, every generation takes up that stage, that league and that responsibility to lead the remaining ones. So you are the architects of tomorrow. तुम लोगों पर है कि yes, what are those roles, what are those functions, and what are those responsibilities that you guys are going to be actually running up to or measuring up to and drive it ahead from there. ठीक है? So Smriti, I like it that yes, you are clear in terms of the soft skills, in terms of the learning, in terms of what you want to do. But when you are saying corporate, थोड़ा उसको refine करो. Okay, what is it that you want to end to? What role is it that you want to end to? Folks, मैंने जब भी पूछा कि CDR का मतलब क्या है, we had to think. Maybe we have to start applying कि 2 साल के बाद जहाँ पे reach करना है वो है क्या? Corporate does not give answers. Okay, corporate masks answers. मुझे corporate में जाना है, मुझे role मिलेगा क्या? Start thinking about the क्या. Okay, and like I said, there is nothing wrong going anywhere else with your entrepreneurial. Suryansh, you have your startup. It's already up and running. When you're going to be learning here, you're going to be going back with that learning and applying for your startup. That's the best way to do it. Have that conviction. Okay, Smriti, I'm saying this specifically, and I'm not comparing. I am not saying that corporate is a bad thing. Okay, and it is not. It is probably one of the most refined and enabled things that we have in the spectrum of the entire employment landscape that we have, and India is doing really well right now. So there's nothing limiting us, but hard yards चाहिए. और 3 चीज़ जो मैंने बोले, fear of failure, no safety net, nothing doing. ये पीछे देख के गिर गया तो गिरने दो, कुछ नहीं होता, उठ जाओगे. But that has to be done. ये shortcuts नहीं चाहिए. मुझे पढ़ना क्यों है? That पूरा academically sound हो जाऊंगा तो नौकरी तो मिल ही जाएगी अच्छी. I'll go in one of the A leagues and बस life set हो गई. नहीं होता. My life today is not set. I have a hell lot of variables and unknowns even today. मुझे नहीं पता मेरा Friday का submission है. It's a very big RFP, very important RFP for Tech Mahindra. I have to slog for next 2 days to even figure out कि भाई इनको जो चाहिए वो कैसे दे. Because technologically I have to understand first, marketing wise I have to understand later, presentation wise I have to understand it even better than the first 2 things. And I am losing sleep over it. I am telling you that. But for me this is a necessity. Because I know that this fear of failure is going to propel me कि I cover whatever basis that I have in front of me, plan even harder, do even more hard work, and then what the output comes, Of course, it's not only my output, it's going to be a team. But then what the output comes, I think that is going to matter. मुझे नहीं पता RFP submission में defense कैसे होगा, लेकिन I know the process that I am going to follow, the hard yards that I am going to do that. कल रात का मैच, sports fans, anybody? Hands. यहाँ कोई नहीं sports fans? Nobody watches? No sport? Okay. So yesterday, for your information, Argentina played. 70 minutes तक they were down 0-2 with a chance of being eliminated from football. I mean the World Cup. था ना, realistically. And then what happened? In 14 minutes, 3 goals. ये सबको पता है ना अभी? हुआ कैसे? How did it happen? Messi's brilliance? No, I mean that as a rhetoric. That was not a real question. But Messi's brilliance? Yeah, okay. And what else? Teamwork, okay. And what else? Strategy. And what else?
Fear of elimination.
Fear of? Fantastic. And? Sorry? Okay, fair enough. Fear of elimination, I'm going to stick with that. The rest also. Anything else?
Sir, they kept calm and they took the game deep so that they can make chances.
Fair enough. Okay. And?
They were giving up pressure.
The team didn't panic.
Under pressure? Very important.
Not quitting before it actually ends.
Sir,
Trust. Okay.
not quitting before it actually ends, sir.
Correct. Agreed. Good training. Yes. Yes. So, process. Good training. Yes. Fear of elimination. Yes. Trust. Yes. And belief in the hard yards. No shortcuts. 6 days before, Lionel Messi had shared about the practice session before the Capo Verde match. And he had spoken about कि आज भी हम लोग उतने ही resilience से, with the same kind of conviction, the same kind of rigor, we train. इसका मतलब क्या है? That you are ready for the opportunity, for every second, for every millisecond, for every minute and for every hour of the cricket, of the football match. ये कितना important है? Folks, please understand, this is the secret sauce. This is what we have to do now. Your secret sauce is in front of you for the next 2 years. This is your secret sauce. जितना hard करोगे, जितना hard training करोगे, जितना fear of elimination रहेगा, जितना trust रहेगा, this is your secret sauce. That is going to give you एक World Cup नहीं, many World Cups to come in the future life. So that is an abstract, it is a metaphor, please understand. But that is how, or that is where we are today. So please take this, please understand that we've been given an opportunity, we've been given a platform, we've been enabled, your folks are here, your teachers are here, we've been enabled to perform on that platform. Now please understand that the world is your oyster. And if you put yourself to it, which I'm pretty sure you will, I think what can happen for me, I have only one word, magic. If that magic is something that you are pushing yourself with, you will do your secret sauce with all the kind of conviction, effort, resilience, trust, and fear of elimination. ये करो. And I don't think then they would need to be there, due respect ma'am and sir, or I would need to be there, or anybody would need to be there, because you will drive your own passion. You will be your own wind on your own sails. So ये करके देखो. And that is why we wanted to have this session. I think I am greatly thankful, ma'am and sir, to be here, to have these thoughts shared, because I think somewhere it matters. The way that we've learned it ourselves, probably we've got our own great mentors to have shared their thoughts with us. I think it was important for us, or rather, probably worthwhile for you guys also, to actually go through this and see if this makes sense. So what are the 4 boxes? Okay, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. First, second, third, fourth. इसमें तुम्हारे थोड़े parallels दिख रहे हैं. You also have streams and electives on this, है ना? So now are you understanding more and more of what we've tried to talk about, articulate? समझ रहा है? So now, can anybody tell me very quickly, very simply, कि ये सब कुछ, how do you now look at your 4 semesters, yeah, in your own specific elective? अभी थोड़ा फर्क पड़ा है in terms of the understanding. Can anybody share in whatever manner that you want to? Yes.
Jain sir, I am Aditya. Sir, I chose PGDM because it practices current exercises that is very necessary for the career growth, and I want to develop skills that will help me to grow as a person and definitely help in my career and build the bridge between the textbook that I have read, the knowledge that I have, to the corporate, or say to my life, to bridge the gap between them. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Very nice. I think it's important that you say this to yourself. ये मैंने क्यों बोला था? So that we understand that talking to ourselves doesn't happen. Most of the time, very few people stand in front of the mirror. और ये करके देखो, and talk to the mirror and say what he said right now. Just talk to the mirror and say what you want to do. You'll be surprised as to what kind of clarity, कितना boldness लगता है और कितना thought process लगता है ये खुद को बोलने को कि this is what I want to do. Try these exercises, okay? But I'm very happy that now we're stepping up, now we're talking, now that we're sharing, and I think जैसे मैंने बोला, your secret sauce, you are the master. जितना अच्छा तुम बनाओगे, in your future this is going to be very, very helpful for you, because if you want to spice up, if you want to use it, and if you want to increase the taste, the texture, the quality of any of the ingredients that including your role, including your life, including your functions, or whatever is going to be happening in the future, ये बड़ा important होने वाला है. My secret sauce, I think I have told you already. That is what I have tried to do, and these 4 boxes is where I have constantly been using my secret sauce, which I have, by the way, learned as far as my academics were concerned, and even today I think I am learning, as I think all of us are. Yeah. So I hope you found value in this sharing, and I think this is something that you have to be practicing, taking forward, without treating this as a one-time lecture. Okay, everybody? Yeah, I'm not asking for promises, but this is for all of you, so please do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sir. Yes, sir, ma'am. I have finished, but I would like to address you folks also, because honestly, been to institutions, been to academic institutions specifically, but the kind of resilience, the rigor, and attention to detail. एक तो I'm very happy because I see a lot of branding. I've not seen well-dressed students in many places. That's really remarkable, and I think the armed forces culture and values, that is above everything, because the kind of respect that we give is only what we receive. So we've seen it and we've known it. So thank you for that, and really thank you for the opportunity. I am very happy that I could share something which I do not know, maybe it makes sense or not, but what I have tried to do, and if that resonates with the kind of multidisciplinary approach that you guys have and you're teaching the students, Really nice. So thank you very much and take care. Jai Hind.